Hey, guys, welcome to Vanquisher. In this video we discuss part 4 of Naruto, the Vanquisher. Chapter 4, The Commitment. Naruto was lying on the hospital bed. He got up and looked around to find an unfamiliar figure standing beside him. He then looked at the man beside his bed. Naruto then scanned the man for a few minutes and questioned, "Are you Jiraiya of the Sannin?" Jiraiya then introduced himself to Naruto. After his introduction, Jiraiya inquired about his health. Naruto said that everything was alright and there is no problem. Jiraiya then questioned him about his injury. Naruto then started to think about the incident that happened on the night he came to the village. Naruto then said that he remembers it. "I got this injury while going back to my house." Naruto then said, "I don't know who exactly caused this injury, but before passing out I saw a pair of red eyes in the dark. There were no lights in the street, so I couldn't see his face." Jiraiya then fell into a thought about the identity of the person. Naruto then got down from the bed and walked towards the door and opened the door. Hiruzen was about to open the door, but he saw Naruto looking at him. Naruto then asked, "Grandpa, why are you so worried? What's the matter? Is there any problem?" Hiruzen then said that there was no problem and everything is alright. Hiruzen then walked into the room and sat on the couch which was placed in one corner. Both Naruto and Hiruzen started to chat about the things that happened in the village. Hiruzen also said that he was unconscious for a week and also about what happened in the council meeting, but suddenly Naruto stopped Hiruzen and said, "Grandpa, I sense someone watching us from the tree." Naruto then got up and opened the window. The chakra signature started to fade away from the spot. After a while it was nowhere to be found. Hiruzen then asked Naruto about how he sensed the chakra signature. "Even before I could speak you opened the door like you knew that I was about to enter the room." "Grandpa, I think I can sense your chakra signature coming in this way, but I'm not sure, but I can also sense something else. It is like I can feel their emotions." Hiruzen gasped at the statement and he asked Naruto, "When did it start?" Naruto replied that he was able to sense all this just after waking up from sleep. Jiraiya, who was in deep thought, turned towards Naruto and asked, "Do you feel anything odd about your body?" Naruto stood up and started to walk around the room and said that his body is fine and there is no problem. Naruto then said, "If you are concerned about the Kyuubi which was sealed inside me, then you can be at ease. There is no problem with the Kyuubi, it can't break out from the seal." Hiruzen and Jiraiya were shocked to hear those words from Naruto. Their faces were expressionless. Hiruzen started to stumble and said, "Naruto, how do you know about the Kyuubi? Even during your training I haven't mentioned anything about the Kyuubi or you being its Jinchuriki." Naruto then said, "All this time I was in my mindscape and I met Kyuubi. We talked for 4 days in my mindscape." Jiraiya was very concerned about the boy, but Naruto looked at him and said, "Don't worry about me, I'm stronger than you think." Naruto then turned towards Hiruzen and said, "Grandpa, I think we should let him know about our secret." Hiruzen didn't object to the idea of letting out the secret to Jiraiya. Naruto then said, "I will tell you about my secret, and that is about my training, and my mentor is Hiruzen Sarutobi." Jiraiya was not attentive at first, but when he heard those words he was shocked to his core. Jiraiya then turned towards Hiruzen and said, "Old man, don't joke with me, did you train him?" Hiruzen then said, "Yes, I have trained him for 2 years. If my calculation is correct, then he should at least be at the level of a low jonin," replied Hiruzen. Jiraiya looked at the boy and said, "I think it is inevitable." Then he turned towards Naruto and said, "You should make yourself ready to face the reality." Jiraiya then said, "As you know, I was also one of the students of the old man. The old man will not train unless anyone without a reason. Do you remember we the Sannin were trained to protect Konoha during the Second Shinobi World War? We 3 are the only ones he trained during his ninja career and we are known as the supporting pillars of Konoha during the wearing period. After such a long time you are the next shinobi he trained, that makes a total of 4 shinobi." Jiraiya then turned towards Hiruzen and asked the old man, "What are you planning with him?" Hiruzen then said, "As you see, the village is already out of control, so I need him to bring it back to normal." He said all this pointing towards Naruto. He then said, "Naruto, it is a very difficult task to do, but I need you to accomplish it at any cost. I don't want Konoha to be destroyed from within, so promise me that you will accomplish this task." Naruto then said, "Grandpa, I don't know about my family and I don't have a family either, and I don't have anything to lose, but I can't just stand and see the destruction of Konoha As you said, my parents gave up their lives to protect it from destruction 6 years ago. Till now you have protected it, but one day when I become a shinobi I will protect this village with all the power I have. If needed I will sacrifice my life to protect Konoha. Jiraiya saw the pure determination in the boy's voice and said, Naruto, I will teach you and make you stronger. Naruto then accepted the offer without giving a thought to it. Both Hiruzen and Jiraiya left to the Hokage Tower and Naruto made his way to his house. After reaching the house he took all the weights that were placed in a corner of the room. He then attached all those training weights to his body and left the house to train. When he reached the training ground he used a hand sign to increase his weight and started his training. Now Naruto is only at the level of academy students in physical strength and stamina. He is trying to increase his strength to the level of a jonin with weights attached to his body. For him to accomplish this, he has 5 years, which is enough time for the task. In the Saratobi mansion, Hiruzen was talking to Jiraiya about Naruto and how strong he was. Jiraiya was shocked to hear about his training. Hiruzen then said, as his godfather, you should train him from now and make him a master in sealing techniques. Jiraiya then said, I will train him like I trained his father, but first, I need to test his knowledge on sealing arts. If he meets my expectations then I will train him to my best. Hiruzen then said, I must say that you should be careful with him. If not he will surpass you as a seal master. Jiraiya then said, I don't take him lightly because I know how his father tried to surpass me, so I will keep your advice. Jiraiya then left to find Naruto. After a long search he found him training in the ground. He was about to go and meet him, but a group of children came to play. They all started to play and Naruto saw his friends and went to them and started to chat. Jiraiya was watching him. After some time Naruto sensed Jiraiya and looked in the way he was hiding. After talking with them Naruto continued his training. The time passed by and it was already evening. All the children in the ground left to their houses and Naruto was still doing his physical training. Jiraiya looked around the ground and there was no one. He then walked towards Naruto. Naruto then saw him and said, you have waited for a long time to meet me. What do you want, old man? Jiraiya said, I was ordered by the Hokage to teach you the art of sealing, but it solely depends on me to teach you or not. First, I need to know where you stand in terms of the knowledge. You should not hold back anything from me, only then I can know whether to teach you or not. They both started to speak for a while and then Jiraiya said, you are good at the basics, now let's start the real thing. He then threw a scroll to Naruto and said that scroll contains 10 different seals. If you can find a way to break those seals, only then I will teach you Fuinjutsu, so be careful with your work. I will see you tomorrow evening. After saying this Jiraiya left the place and went to his residence in the Shinobi district. Naruto put the scroll in his pocket and walked to the river and washed his face with cold water and he felt refreshing. He then made his way to his house. On the way he stopped at the ramen shop to pay a visit to the old man. It's already dark when he reached the house. He went to take bath. After coming from the bath he went into the kitchen to cook his dinner. After completing his dinner he walked to the table in the room and took out the scroll that Jiraiya gave him. He opened the scroll and found familiar seals which are used during the last 2 years of his training. Naruto completed the task which was given to him and he went to sleep. The next morning he went to Hiruzen and handed the scroll that Jiraiya gave him. Hiruzen then handed a letter approving him to join the academy. The academy entrance test was completed when he was in the hospital. Hiruzen gave him a letter of approval to join the academy along with other children in the village. Naruto took the letter and left the office and headed towards the academy. He was so early to the class and found no one in the class. He went and sat in one corner of the room. Soon all the students started to come to class. The class comprises children from different powerful ninja clans and the clan hires. As per the standards it was the top class in the academy. Naruto sat to a corner and he was just watching all the students. After a while Shikamaru, Choji and Shino came into the class. They saw Naruto and they all sat together in the corner at the back of the class. Naruto started to chat with his friends. Then Sasuke entered the class and all the girls in the class started to gang up on him. Shikamaru then said the same old fangirls and the boring lectures in the academy. It was time and Aruka entered the room and everyone went to their respective seats and their attendance was taken. Naruto then stood up and walked towards Aruka and handed him a letter. Haruka then saw the letter and then introduced Naruto to the class. After the introduction, Naruto went back to his seat and the class started. Time passed by and it was a very boring day. Naruto decided to bring some books from the library to read in the class. Naruto didn't remove his training weights, they were attached to his body all the time. To cover the training weight, he wore a long-sleeve blue t-shirt and black pants with black ninja sandals. His dress covered all his weights from the class and looked normal to everyone in the class. He was very weak when compared with other students in his class, but he was wearing all the training weights, but without those weights, he was a lot stronger than any other student in the academy. That's it for this video, guys. If you like this video, then please do share, like, and subscribe to this channel for more videos.